Garrett has been the voice and the brain who brings insight amid chaos, who strikes a perfect balance of seriousness and fun, and whose passion for the game is rivaled only by his respect for those who play it. His ability to communicate and to educate is nothing short of brilliant, and his team-first attitude is second to none, whether applied to the Canucks he covers or the broadcast team he captains. Cheech greets every situation with a smile and always has time for an autograph, a selfie, a joke, or a story. He's the everyman who eats what he likes and nothing else. He doesn't have time for a bad mood, and he never puts himself above anyone at any moment. In his distinguished career, Cheech has worked with 40 different play-by-play broadcasters, and I feel so fortunate and proud to have spent the last 15 years partnered with my great friend Dan Murphy and the guy we like to call our other dad. Thank you, Cheech, from all of us. It won't be the same without you.
Wow.
Welcome to a somber edition of the Hughes Sports Podcast.
Apparently.
Whew. I am Jake Hughes, your host, alongside the old man. Old man, how the hell are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Yesterday was I'm not going to lie, it was a tough day. It was, my emotions were all over the place. When I think of, here I go again. When I think of Cheech, it just brings me back to the best times we've ever had watching hockey. I saw it posted. When Cheech did his job, it felt like when you were listening to him, it felt like you were sitting on a bar stool eating finger food and listening and watching the game. And I'm like, holy fudge, yes, that's exactly what it freaking felt like.
Well, and for me personally, the fact that he was the voice throughout all the chaos, whether the positive, negative of the Canucks.
Yes.
The highs of 2010 to the lows of 2014.
Right?
2024, sorry.
Yes.
He was there.
He was always there. And to know that he literally, I mean, he didn't die on air, but he called the game. He went back to his hotel and didn't wake up in the morning. I'm going to say he died doing what he loved. And you can tell with someone like that. I mean, I'm old. I remember Garrett playing goalie for the Vancouver Canucks. Like, that's a vivid memory. When they were showing it, I was like, holy fuck, I remember him because he was about that tall compared to like goalies now that are that tall. There was one picture of him. It was Mario Lemieux's first game, and he was roughing up somebody, and Garrett came over and tried to jump on top of the pile, and he couldn't make it because he was too short. Like, things like that just make my heart sad that he's not going to be able to do that anymore. But goddamn, you know what? Let's celebrate the fact that we had him rather than we don't have him anymore, because he was one of a kind. Was he the atypical? Was he the normal color guy? No, he talked about hot dogs with ketchup. Like, well, he was there.
He, again, like you said, it was like you were watching something with a friend.
Yes.
And you're just shooting the shit.
Right.
But then he'd bring up something. It's like, oh, right. Yeah, you actually used to do this. Like, you know so much about the game.
He knew the game better than anybody doing his job. And he had the ability, and I'm just listening to the respect from other broadcasters as the days go on here. And he was so well respected by everybody. It didn't matter. Yeah. It was like, even, I mean, you saw it in Edmonton. They did a whole tribute to him before the game. Just outstanding.
Even on the TNT broadcasts, I can't remember the game. My brain is drawing a complete blank. They did a thing about him.
Right.
The commission, Gary Bettman, the commissioner, put out a statement about chatting with him. Right?
He's just that type of guy. He's going to be missed. I'm just glad that we had the chance to be around in his prime. When he was the funniest, when he was the best, we got to experience that. So for that, I'm overjoyed. Yes, he left the Canucks. He moved on. He wanted to work less. So he moved on to more of a national broadcast. We'll leave it at that. Don't smudge it. And I tell you, if you got to go, man, that's the way to go. Like, he literally went in his sleep after doing the most lovable thing he could ever do in the world.
Yeah.
Come on. Whew.
Yeah, he will be missed.
He will be missed. Cheech, you will be missed. Yes, you will. And that's putting my mediumship hat on. He's home. He's doing color commentary. I was about to say play-by-play. He's doing color commentary for all of us on the other side.
No easy way to transition out of that. I was trying to find a way. There's no easy transition way. I am currently keeping an eye on the scores right now in the NHL. Right now, the Tampa Bay Lightning are taking on the Montreal Canadiens. They're both tied at the end of the second and the second intermission.
Okay.
That series is also tied at 2 games apiece. And right now, the Penguins and Flyers are tied at 0 with about a minute left. On Game 6, Philly has a 3-2 lead after blowing the last 2 games, really, the chances to put away the Penguins.
Yeah.
Giving Penguins some life in this series that looked like it was over after 3 games.
Yeah.
Everybody
thought that was over.
Yeah. Which would have, I think, busted a lot of brackets in the playoffs, playoff fantasy.
Right.
How much of the playoffs have you been watching?
Actually, more than I expected to. I've watched most of the Edmonton series. I haven't been watching anything else, just the Edmonton. I did watch a Minnesota game, one game of the Minnesota series, but mainly concentrating on the Edmonton series. And let me tell you, I remember when we played the Ducks, we being the Vancouver Canucks. And you and I both said, gosh dang it, that's a fun team to watch play, being the Ducks. And they still are. They are flying all over. Yeah, they got their butts handed to them last night. But you take away last night's game, they have been playing amazing and fully deserve to be up to 3-1. Having said that.
Well, before we get into that, let's kind of take pace of everything else. So you mentioned the Wild and Stars. The Wild won last night by a score 4-2 and lead the series 3-2. I think that series is easily going to go 7 games.
7, no problem. Yeah, I can see that.
Both of those teams are just so good. The Bruins and the Sabres.
Haven't seen any of that. Apparently, it's been unbelievable hockey.
Fantastic. Other than the Ducks Oilers, which I don't think has been great hockey, I think it's been fun hockey.
Yes.
I think the Bruins Sabres has probably been the best hockey.
Oh, really? Have they up there with the overtime almost every game?
Sorry, say that one more time.
Have they not gone to overtime almost every game?
I think 4 out of 5 games or 5 out of 5 games now, because yesterday was overtime as well. Just 2 Super League close match teams, much like the Lightning in Montreal. Just fun to watch. Golden Knights, Mammoth, both tied at 2. I haven't watched nearly as much as that game just because they're at the later game and I've been having to wake up super early. 2 teams have already made it through because Colorado swept the Kings and the Hurricanes swept the Senators, which I don't think anyone was super surprised by either of those results.
No, I wanted Ottawa. I picked Ottawa because I wanted Ottawa to win, but that was my black horse. It was like, there's got to be a miracle. Now I'm thinking the miracle well, might be the Mighty Ducks.
They're no longer the Mighty Ducks.
I
Disney
know. I'm
doesn't own
still
them
going to
anymore.
refer to them as that, though.
Well, I mean, and I think the Flyers would be a dark horse upset as well.
Yes, yeah. Like I
Right?
told, I was on the Rod Peterson show last week. I said you can't always just in the first round. Seeding means nothing because it's a new season, and if you squeaked into the playoffs, usually you've been playing games with meaning for the last month and a half, 2 months, so you're revved up. Teams that have made the playoffs have been kind of coasting for the last month.
100%.
Now, there's no excuse for the Edmonton series because on paper, Edmonton should have won this 4 straight. But these kids on the Ducks don't understand that. They weren't told, sorry, we're not good enough. They weren't told that.
Which I think is, again, they're fun to watch. I don't see them making, if they beat the Oilers, I don't see them making a deep run. Just because I think structure pays off in the long term in the playoffs. But again, I want them to keep going. I think it'd be fun.
They're just a fun team to watch because they're a bunch of really, I mean, what superstars do they have on that team?
I don't think they have a lot of players who are really, really good. Like Mason McTavish is fantastic.
Yes.
Ostal, I think, is a Vezina future candidate. But there's not I think McTavish is probably one of the bigger names.
They don't have a McDavid. They don't have a Draisaitl. They don't Nurse. Like those guys all played on their perspective countries during the Olympics. How many Ducks played in the Olympics? I don't know.
It's actually a good question.
Yeah, it's a very good question. I have good questions usually.
No, I wouldn't say usually.
I do. I really do. You just don't listen all the time.
Sorry, were you speaking?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So as he's looking, folks, you can tell my background's the same. You got Louis on my shrine to Louis. Jake, he went to jail. So that's why we couldn't do our show last week because he was in being transported to jail. So now Jake is actually in prison. As you can see, it looks like a prison cell behind him.
Well, I mean, but I have access to a computer, so I don't know how true that is.
Well, jails are pretty soft nowadays, you know.
Oh, okay. So there are 5 Anaheim Ducks players that represented their home countries. Lucas Dostal, their goalie. Radko Gudas, both of those for Czechia.
Yes.
Damian Clara for Italy. Mikael Granlund for Finland. And Jackson Lacombe for the U.S.
Okay. So a few. So just, folks, Jake isn't in jail. I don't want to start a rumor. He's up in camp. This is his new job. He's pulling wire in camp. What do? Do you pull 2?
No. Nope. 2. So just to compare, because I wanted to pull this up, how many Oilers do you think played for the respective teams?
7.
3.
Oh, really? So it's the other way around. Isn't that interesting?
Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl,
and Nurse,
and Szymanski.
What about
Nurse? I'm not seeing Nurse on here.
Oh, really? I thought Nurse played. Maybe not. Interesting.
I'm going to the Draisaitl, McDavid. Yeah, Nurse would have been on Team Canada. He didn't play for Team Canada.
Okay, there you go. There you be.
But in that series, the Edmonton Oilers, Anaheim Ducks
call.
So I want you to set it up because I didn't see it live. I've seen replays, and I know we completely disagree on this fact.
We do.
But to set it up, it's in overtime.
We disagree because you don't understand my point.
No, I understand your point. You're wrong. But I'll explain that in a second. To set it up, it's overtime. The Ducks take the puck in. There is chaos in front of the net, into the Edmonton zone. Chaos in front of the net. The Ducks celebrate like they scored a goal. The Oilers are standing around confused. The referee behind the net waves his arms to say play is dead, and then huddles up, and then they go to review. So
now you're putting the ref behind the net
when he called
too
the play
fast here. He was not behind the net when the puck went in the net. That was my point.
That's not where he's supposed to be.
I know. So there's no way, and you can talk to any professional hockey player. Every single pundit out there says the same thing. There is no way in God's green earth that should have been called a goal because he didn't see it. He didn't see the puck go in.
So the argument on that is then how can they see any goal go in from where they're supposed to be positioned?
Well, most of the time, the puck is 99% of the time, the puck is going to hit the back of the net. 99. What happened in this case is a rare thing. The proper call should have been, we don't know, so we have to call it a no goal. Because they didn't know.
But I don't think, and I'm saying this to be fair to the refs because I'm a ref in football. You can't have an answer. You can't have a call of we don't know what the call is, so we're going to review it. That's not allowed. You have to have a call on the field to review. It's like
but if you're on the field and you don't see the ball cross the goal line, you can't call it a touchdown. You have to call it no touchdown, and then it has to be challenged, and then it has to be reviewed. In this case, because it was overtime, it would have been reviewed anyway.
So
go ahead.
In football, if I'm on the line and I don't see the ball cross the line, I can look across to my partner and we can come together and have a conversation and make that determination
on as well.
Yes.
This is my point. Nobody, there is no way you could have got all four of them and they could have talked for 4 hours. There's no way in hell could they say that puck crossed the line.
So
they couldn't.
Again, I'm just trying to. The ref comes in behind the net, blows it dead, looks down and sees where the puck is.
At that point, no. At that point, the puck has been knocked back because one of the Oiler players had knocked it back into across the net. Like the picture you're seeing is a still picture of when the puck was across. He came in with his stick and knocked it forward. So the ref, once he came around, that puck was under the goalie.
I'm pulling up the video here so I can try to get my point across because I don't think you're understanding what I'm trying to say. Because the ref was coming in behind the net and you can see through the net, so you can see where that puck is.
Not a chance in hell from where he was. Could he see through? I know how big the goalie is, 6'3", 250 fucking pounds. You're not going to be able to see it. Must have been the linesman on the blue line that's seen it. That's right, Trent. That's the only way.
Was it game 4?
Yeah, because they went up 3-1. So it was game 4 overtime.
Okay. Here. And I'm using a new computer, so it's going to take me a few minutes.
So what I'm saying is the call on the ice is where they made the mistake. And almost every pundit out there agrees with my stance is it should have been called a no goal. You can't call a goal because you assume it's in the net. You can't do that. You have to see with these things. With these things, you have to see it go across the line. That's the only way you can call a goal. You can't assume the puck went in.
Well, that's not true. They blow plays dead all the time if player celebrates claiming it's a goal.
But then they call it a no goal. Or how many times have we seen it, not very often, where the puck, it looks like it doesn't go in and the play's down there and all of a sudden the horn goes off.
Yes, 100%. I agree. That different situation because the play was blown dead.
They didn't see it go in.
Okay.
They can't just go,
so
stop play.
Okay, so can I speak now?
Yes.
Okay, they call it. Let's go in your world. In your world, where they say, okay, no goal, we review it.
Now, the onus is it conclusively? Do you see white ice between the puck.
That is not in the wording of the rules. It is the puck is conclusively across the red line.
So then if they called it a good goal, I wouldn't have an issue with it. My issue is that referee called it a goal. To me, you have to see the puck go across the line. He couldn't have seen the puck go across the line.
So
he got the call wrong.
Well, he got it right.
No, he got the call wrong. He didn't see the puck go across the line. The call is wrong from the beginning. Did the puck go across the line? 99.999% sure. If you draw a line and make the puck, I did it. It's probably in. Just like 2004, the Calgary game, the puck's probably in. But the call on the ice was wrong. That's my point. Then everything changes because they needed to see conclusive evidence that it didn't go in instead of that it did. So let's say that puck was a little bit farther. Let's just say 2 millimeters, because that's probably all it was. There wasn't a big gap. There was like a small little gap. Let's say it was a little bit. See, even Trent says the old man's right on this one. Let's say it was up just a millimeter or two. Ooh, now, because he called a goal, I can't definitively tell you it's not a goal.
So, again, if you look at it, to me, there's no argument that puck is in the net.
I'm not arguing.
I know that's not your argument. I know that's not your argument. Now, and I don't know the rules on this, and this is something I just thought of now. They're in the NHL. You can assess a 5-minute major and review a penalty.
Yes.
You can't if you do a 2-minute. So a ref doesn't see something properly. He says, okay, we're going to call it a 5 so we can get it right.
Yeah, and that's the way to do it.
Can the on-ice officials say that's no goal, we're reviewing it?
Yes, and it would have been reviewed.
I don't know if that's allowed or not.
It would have been reviewed because it was overtime. All goals are automatically reviewed.
But if you ruled it a no goal, that's not a goal.
But sorry, everything is close. And let's face it, even if they didn't, Anaheim's challenging that call.
I don't know if they could.
Yeah, you can challenge a no goal.
No, you can't. You can challenge an offside. And you can challenge offside, and you can challenge goalie interference. You can't challenge a goal or no goal. You cannot challenge a goal or no goal.
I'm sure I read that would have been reviewed no matter what. And my point is that call, because to me, to call it a goal or a touchdown, these things here called eyes need to see the puck going in the net.
One of the first things you're taught when you're doing football officiating is if you think you saw something, you didn't see it. You have to know you saw something.
That's my point. And if you run the clip, you will see there's no way in God's green earth anyone saw that puck.
I'm going to try to run the clip here. Give me 1 second.
I should have had that clip ready. Sorry, bud.
Can you see it?
Yep.
The ref is on that line looking into the net and starts conversing with the official.
But if he saw the puck where you said he saw it, he would have been pointing at it. He would have been doing that. If he saw the puck like you said he saw it, he would have been pointing at it. He didn't see the puck. He did. Nope. No goal. That's no goal. Pause.
No, that's not no goal.
This is a goal.
That is not no goal.
This is stop time.
This is no goal. That is stop time. Exactly, precisely. That is not a signal of anything.
Have you ever seen a ref call a goal this way? I've seen umpires call a goal, touchdown this way. When refs do this, it's no. You did this.
No, Literally, a puck
He
hits
did
a
not
puck.
point. When you see a goal, you point, and when it's like that, they're
No.
like, when it's like that, they're jumping. They're like,
but that's wrong. We've had that happen before. Literally, it was a Canucks game where the ref pointed. They then huddled up and said, "There's no goal." And afterwards, that was just saying that's pointing, saying the puck is in the net.
But he didn't do that.
Precisely. He just said, "Whoa, I don't." Whoa.
And then it was 2.5, 3 minutes later, after a big huddle, with people who are on the other side of the ice, like they're at the blue line.
Well, one of them's on the other hash mark.
You thinking he saw it?
No, but also
you think he saw it from the hash mark.
You can also talk it through. Okay, so this is what I saw. I don't know, and I honestly don't know what that is like, but I know, again, just amateur football, you get together and you have a flag, and you're like, this is what I saw. I don't know if it's a penalty. Let me talk myself through it. Give me 30 seconds to talk myself through it. Now, of course, this is a bigger stage, bigger things. Again, I don't disagree with you that he probably did not see that go in.
If he didn't see it go in, you can't call it a goal. That's my point.
Okay, but did they get the right call?
Oh, 100%, but they got the right.
Would the review process be any different?
Can you conclusively 100 million% guarantee that was in the net because you don't see white?
Yes.
You can't conclusively.
Remember, I can't remember what year it was. The year where Calgary, not 2004, one of the last times Calgary was in the playoffs, and the puck was lifted up underneath on the ice, and it bounced off the goalie's pads, and Calgary lost their goddamn mind. It's like, that was in because we don't understand how physics works. And me sitting on the couch very calmly said, that's not a goal. That's not how physics works. And everyone being like, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. And then they showed the overhead camera, and you're like, see, it's not in.
So why?
You don't. Just because you see white like that, I know that's how it is in our brain where we get that's how we see conclusivity. But when you look at the puck and you know the diameter of the puck, you know the NHL has a telestrator tool that says, okay, this is a 2-inch radius, however big the puck is. We can go from here to here. Okay, that's clearly in. It's not touching any of this red line.
There's so many easy ways for this to be solved. Because let's face it, if 100%. You and I, if this was the Canucks and they scored on the Canucks, you and I are freaking out.
Either way, whether it's like, and I messaged you, I was like, if this was the Canucks in the deck spot and they said no goal, we'd be losing our shit.
Yes.
But if the Canucks are in the Oilers spots, we'd also be losing our shit. I understand the irrationality and the tribalism behind it.
Let's solve this. There's an easy way. No technology needed. What is it?
To me, there's two ways.
Well, easy way, no technology, no extra cameras.
Well, you have, and we've talked about it before with the CFL and also the NHL, you have the game supervisor after the game sit down with one member of the media and take questions.
Okay, that's totally separate. How can you guarantee that you would see that puck was crossed the line?
There is no way.
Easy way. And
there is no.
Put a second red line, thin red line, where if this side of the puck is touching this line, it's obviously past this line.
Okay, yeah, that I don't hate that.
Right? It takes out all the controversy around this call. Yep. All the controversy goes away. Because it's reviewed, boom, done.
Yeah, it's you can look at it and say it's touching the red, that means it's a good goal. We're done with this conversation.
Just simple. Or put a freaking chip in the puck.
So I have a very smart friend, and I've talked to him about this multiple times because he worked on something similar for much larger areas.
Yes.
And I brought it up to him again pretty recently, and he said basically the issue with it isn't the technology that's out there. It's not the cost. It is literally the amount of force that is put onto a puck.
Would be hard.
would be almost impossible to guarantee the reading on that be true 100% of the time.
And I could understand that. What's about putting cameras, like little pin cameras, at the bottom of the post on both sides?
They have those.
Little pin cameras that look directly down the line.
Sportsnet and TNT and TBS and ESPN don't have access to those. They have those.
Then this goes to lack of communication that we were talking about way long time ago. Is give us a like one of those referees, the head referee.
Give us that explanation.
Needs to sit down with a
or
it
the
doesn't
game
even have to be in front of all the press. It could just be one press pool guy.
Yep.
Him and
We've talked about this before.
Explain that to us, because man, that didn't make fucking sense.
Or just, again, they have the game supervisor after every game explain all of the reviews. Play 47.
Yes.
We had a review for an offside. This is what we saw. It was clearly onside. We assessed a minor penalty. The review at this time point. This is what happened. This is how we assessed it. At this time frame, there was an automatic review done by Toronto. It deemed the puck did not cross the net. The game was allowed to continue. Whatever that looks like.
That call is, because
it doesn't need to be even on camera. Type it out and release it at the end of the next morning.
All this did was increase the whole conspiracy theory. Bedman doesn't want a Canadian team to win.
Well, and it also highlights the inconsistencies in officiating.
This game, this series has been wonky with officiating, and I love watching this game because I have no skin in the game. I'm cheering for both teams at different times. I picked Edmonton, and I find myself cheering for the Ducks because I just can't cheer for Edmonton. But when Edmonton scores, I'm happy. But some of the calls and then some of the non-calls is just baffling me. It's just like, and on both sides, it's not leaning one side or the other. It's both sides. It's just really inconsistent. And they're calling things, I don't know if they've changed since the Canucks have made a playoff appearance.
It's only been 2 years.
But in the playoffs, you used to get away with a lot more.
I think they're changing that, and I think that's
just a regular game.
Good.
It is good.
Why play 82 games and then change the rules for the playoffs?
Yes.
The most important.
They do it for overtime. Overtime, you got to.
You have to murder someone to get a penalty in overtime.
Right? Come on.
I'm okay with that, though. That to me is, unless it's a game management penalty, you're
then change the rules.
Sorry?
Why play 60 minutes and then change the rules?
I get it. But also, could you imagine like a weak hooking call? Put you 5-on-4 for 2 minutes in overtime, and it's like, then it's the officials have too much impact on the game.
Yes.
Well, no. The rhetoric on that should be you should stop hooking people.
Well, yeah, exactly. What I've liked is they've actually been calling diving penalties. I've seen a couple now.
I've seen a couple as well. There was one in last night's game. I think it was the Oilers game. Was it the Oilers game?
Yes. There was a penalty and a dive.
That was a horrible embellishment call because he literally got his legs taken out from him and fell down like this because he was turning around a corner.
I think what it was the whole arm flailing.
But when you're going 20 kilometers around a net and you lose your feet, that's what your natural reaction is.
I think that was more...
I thought that was a brutal call.
I didn't mind it.
I thought it was brutal. Anything else you want to talk about in the world of hockey before we jump into a lot of the CFL changes?
Oh, let's go CFL.
So it was announced.
Fix that problem.
I do not like that.
No, you don't like that?
I don't like that at all.
Oh, I like that. People can see their chat.
Yeah, but it just looks awkward. They need to clean it up. I have a lot of problems with how recent.
I like it. Look. Go ahead.
Let me play around with it for next time to see if I can make it look nicer. Well, it just looks ugly.
Carry on.
CFL changes. Lots of CFL changes. It was announced yesterday.
Correct.
Was it yesterday?
Yep.
But days are all blending together up here.
In general.
Announced yesterday. The biggest announcement, in my opinion, is the earlier start time starting in 2027 for the CFL season, starting May long weekend, Victoria Day, running all the way through to Thanksgiving for the regular season, meaning the 2027 Grey Cup will be played the first week of November.
It feels like every Grey Cup from now on will be played the first Sunday of November.
Perfect.
I love this. I can't believe people are losing their mind on social medias about this, because personally, I think it's one of the best moves the league has ever done. But we're going to have to play in snow in April. Well, you're going to have to play in snow in October and November too. Like, get a real life. This is long been talked about, long been discussed, and I'm happy that they did it.
I haven't seen a lot of scuttlebutt about this. I've seen a lot more about the playoff format, which are you able to pull up an image of the playoff format for me?
Yeah.
Because it is now a play-in style playoff format.
They're literally taking it from curling.
Interesting. I did not know that. So yeah, they're taking the top two teams in the East and the West automatically get into the playoffs. They then play a game to decide if they get a bye or not into the finals. And then 5 and 8 play each other, and 6 and 7 play each other.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. I mean, I'm on their website, and you would think it would be the number one.
It was there yesterday. It was there yesterday, right up at the top.
Your questions. There we go. Yep.
My confusion with this, and I'm hoping that that's why I want the picture up, because I want to understand how this works properly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically, if you're first or second, you're guaranteed 2 playoff games minimum.
Yes.
On East and West, and then only one team doesn't make the playoffs every year, which is interesting. But more on that in my conspiracy theories later. But
see if that worked. Nope, that didn't work.
Nope. Just click the tab. Just click the other tab.
Click the other tab?
On the top. Yeah,
that one?
There we go.
Can you see that now?
Can you right click that and open image in new tab?
Nope.
On the image itself?
Yep.
And then click on that tab up at the top.
There we go.
There we go. So, my confusion here. So, as I explained, you got the West Division Showdown, the East Division Showdown. East 1 and 2, West 1 and 2. And then you've got 6 and 7 on the West side, and then 5 and 8 on the East side.
So, how it's going to work is you've got they've done this wrong.
So what
it is your top 2 in each division go in the West Division Showdown. Yeah. And then the remaining teams get lined up according to their points.
So that's a 6-7-8-5.
Yes. So the remaining teams that's why it would be this way. So the remaining teams go in order of points. So 7 plays 6 gets a home playoff advantage. 8 plays 5 gets the home playoff advantage, home game.
Correct.
Right? So you could end up with 2 Western teams playing each other. You could end up with 2 Eastern teams playing each other. What I really, really like about this is it makes it way harder to get to the big game. I don't know if you can see me
Yep, we can
circling
see
that
it.
beautiful Grey Cup. It
Yep.
makes it way harder because yes, you win your round 1. You get a bye into round 3.
Yes.
Now
So
you
the
have to
thing
win 2 games to get to the Grey Cup rather than just winning 1 game.
Yes. So the thing that doesn't make sense to me in the way they have this laid out, and I think I see how they've laid it out. They just have done a piss poor
They have.
design on it. So let's say West Division number 2 beats number 1.
Then
number 2 gets a
jumps over to the
semifinal.
2 beats 1.
2 beats 1.
Then 2 jumps over right into round 3.
Yes. Right. And then say on the east side, 1 beats 2.
Then 1 jumps into round 3.
Yeah. So on the west side, and I'm just doing this on the west side.
Yeah.
We've got number 1 in round 2.
And they end up here. Number
1
goes into here because they still get the home game.
Yeah, so they have that backwards. That shouldn't be versus, that should be an at. Again, lots of issues with the way this was formatted.
Say that one more time. That should be.
So if that's the home playoff team,
yes, bottom team,
that should be an at.
Yes.
Then it should be at, not versus.
Yes, you're right.
Just for clarity for everyone, that's how that works. If it's a versus, that means the team on the bottom or the team to the right is the away team, not the home.
Exactly. And you can see how they're doing it because West 1 is on the bottom. So this should be an at 1.
At versus.
Right?
Okay,
this should be an at. So 1 would come here, 6 beats 7, 6 comes up here.
Well, so this is my confusion on how they've laid this out. 6 and 7 are always in the West, and 5 and 8 are always in the East, or is it going to be reseeded? So now, say
interesting.
If 5 wins and 5 and 7 win, does the team who finished first overall and is now in round 2, do they get to play the lower ranked team?
So hold on. So now we move number 2 here.
Number 2 is
here. Right?
Number 2 is there. Yeah.
And then number 1 goes here.
Yeah.
And then number 6 wins. They go here.
But.
Right?
Yeah. And now, but if number 8 on the east side wins.
So then they go here.
But why would the first place team in the West get priority over playing the 6th place team versus the 8th place team? Because in round 2 you've got the 2nd place team.
Well, because 8 comes up to play in game winner. So 8 comes there.
So the East always has a chance to play the worst team that makes the playoffs. That's unfair.
Well, no, because if they win that game, yes.
It's any given Sunday.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I see where you would.
I think they'll need to reseed for the second round.
But then they wouldn't be able to use this format, like this whole format.
But if you look at it, well, not really, no, because the way they have it laid out is it just says play in game winner. It doesn't say which game.
But right now, as you're seeing it, if 1 on the East here wins,
but
they go here.
Again, we've already talked about how piss poor this is graphically designed. If you look at it, the one on the right, just if you go around it, it's not fully connected. It's literally ends. So where the 1 and 2, it's not connected. There's no lines connecting those 2 brackets.
Well, there isn't on any of these.
Yeah, but we have our faces and there's words on the one on the West.
Well, there's words on
on Restream for people who are watching it. It's easier to see on the East Division. So what I'm saying is I think the way they have this designed is the play-in games are separate from this bracket.
You're saying the play-in games are separate, but yet they have it here in round 2.
Because
let me finish. But they have play-in game winner.
But which game? Game 1 or game 2?
And division showdown loser.
Yeah. So
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're thinking once you get your losers from that round one, you reseed them.
Yes. So you get the loser from the West Division, the loser from the East Division, and then the winners of the play-ins, and then you reseed.
But that wouldn't change anything, would it?
Well,
You
it
still
would.
have
So
number 8 on the East always.
no, because again, the 5, 8, and the 6, 7 are not as attached to East or West. It's just whoever's in 5, 6, 7th, 8th.
But
So if team who is finished first on the West loses,
team that finishes first on the West loses. Team 2 wins.
Right? So then, and they have more points, again, theoretically, because they didn't explain this at all, and they have more points than the team, or more points than the team who came in second on the East bracket. They would then get the lowest seeded team for the
So then
elimination.
one would play 8.
Yes.
I see what you're saying. That would have to be because you're right. They're not. There isn't any lines connecting these.
Yeah. It's the only thing that makes sense because the way that when I first saw this, I was like, oh, that makes sense. I was like, wait, so are they just going to swap like 5 and 8 and 6 and 7 every year?
No.
So that way it's even.
It has to be the way
has to be re-ranked for round 2.
Yeah, it would have to be. Absolutely. Yeah. There's no other way.
Well, it's a CFL. There's always another way.
That's true. That's true.
So a lot of pushback on this.
Having seen this, as long as let's just assume it's the way the logical brain works. Having seen this, the biggest pushback that we have is the fact that 8 teams out of 9 make the playoffs. So why even play the games? Folks, pay attention. We've said it here. I've said it on the Rod Show. Many other sports talk shows have said it. This is in preparation for the future of the game.
Whether you believe that future to be merging with another league, like I believe, or an expansion of multiple teams, whatever that looks like. However, the fact that they're now aligning it with an earlier start time next year, along with Americanizing the game even more, and the UFL talking about expanding back up to 8 teams. I'm just saying there's a lot of things that align for my 2030 prediction of a UFL CFL combination, merger, whatever you want to call it.
Well,
where you'll have the UFL division
and fold and come into the CFL. That's the only way I could see it because the CFL is the established league. If the CFL folds and becomes the UFL, we're done.
I disagree with that. A name's a name. People will still watch.
You'll get
the old fuddy-duddies who would be upset about it, but to me it doesn't matter what it's called. It'll just be like the NFL, like the AFL, NFL. They still have these AFC and NFC. So in the combined league that I'm thinking of, the CFL, UFL, whatever you want to call it, you've got the CFL league and you've got the UFL league.
Yes,
and those are your division. You're
going to see at least 2 more teams enter the league within the next 3 to 4 years. So now are you going to be happy if there's 4 teams that don't make the playoffs? They couldn't do this playoff format if they only let 6 teams in now. And that's what a lot of people were saying. I'm like, well, how would you do this? You couldn't do this then. There would be no way to have – it wouldn't work. They needed 8 teams. And I think high five – the CFL has done something fucking brilliant. This is, to me, it's one of the best moves the CFL has made in the last 40 years. And gosh dang it, I'm excited about it. Now, again, my biggest thing is you've got to earn the right to play for that freaking cup. Just like you have to earn, big letters, earn the right to play for Lord Stanley. Now you have to earn the right to play for the Lord Grey. It shouldn't be one game and you're in the cup. I've never liked it.
Can you call it Lord Greg? It was never the reason it's called
because
Lord.
I was calling it Lord Stanley. I wanted to keep it the same.
Yeah, that's only because it was Lord Stanley's Cup. It was his trophy for amateur hockey, and then got appropriated by the NHL.
That's funny. I was trying to just slide that one in.
It was just one of those. It threw me for a little bit of a loop.
You should have to earn it. You shouldn't just be one game and you win the cup. Like,
well, it's two. It's two.
Well, yeah, you one game and you're in the cup. Yes. Now you've got to win 2 games in a row.
And we've seen the best teams in the CFL lose a game that they should win.
Yes.
Right?
And I mean, you could end up playing 3 games to get into the cup. Now, does a team, they're like, oh, well, you're going to have somebody who's only won 4 games and they're going to get in the cup. Okay. They just won 3 freaking games to get in the cup, and to win the cup, they're going to win another game. So they have to win 4 games in 4 weeks to get to win that cup. Do they deserve it? High five, they freaking deserve it.
I think it'd be a great story. If anything, I think it'd be better for the league storyline wise than it is right now.
Everything.
Plus,
Trent, don't you even start, you fool. You're just happy because now the Lions should make the playoffs more often. My goodness. They've been Ryder fan in 30 years, and this is the crap we got to put up with. Come on, you green.
But in all reality, like, it also sets up your 1 and 2 play-in round, that first round.
Yes.
Odds on, I think 30+% of the time in the Western and Eastern final, you're going to get a 1-2 matchup. Well, doesn't that build more storylines in the playoffs? You've already lost to these guys, and now you've had to play another game. They're coming off a week of rest.
Yes.
It builds more storylines. It allows the league to do what we want the league to do.
Yes.
Is build storylines, build excitement, and get people to buy into the big games, not just the Grey Cup.
And the fans out there saying, well, the games become meaningless. No, the games become more important. Every game is more important because 8 teams are making that playoffs. Do you want to be the 9th team? I wouldn't want to be the 9th team. Thank you, Ottawa. Well, there has to be one team, and we kind of
Hamilton.
I don't think that will happen. Not this year. Anyway, every game, even like how many times going into the last 3 weeks where the bottom 2 teams, 3 teams have nothing to play for.
Yeah. And now they do.
Now they literally have their lives to play for.
There's literally no such thing as a meaningless game where if only one team's eliminated.
It makes every game more meaningful. And again, this is preparing the league for the future of the league. So whether you don't believe us, whether you think that there's just going to be 2 teams added, awesome. Good. High five. There's going to be a team in Kelowna and a team in Quebec. That's cool. I can handle that. That's 10 teams. Now they're not going to change the playoff format. 8 teams.
They don't need to. I was saying, the thing is, they future-proof this for even if you had 4 teams. Like say 10 years down the road, you've got Kelowna, you've got Halifax, you've got Quebec City, and you've got Regina. I'm just throwing another team in there. Like
Regina? Doesn't Regina have a team?
Saskatoon. Whatever.
I know they don't usually show up that often, but there is a team.
They're all the same place. They're all the same place in my brain. It's one flat land of Saskatoon.
That was funny.
Right, you get 4 more teams.
Yes.
Now you're looking at 5 teams that don't make the playoffs out of 12.
Awesome.
Okay.
Every game means more.
Look at the NBA. They have a play-in round, very similar to what they're doing here.
Yes.
And you know how much more money the teams make because they get that one. It's one game in the NBA. It's not a series. It's one game.
And you know what the league did this time compared to the changes they made previous? they worked with the CFLPA
Well,
closely.
we were in the room with Mr. Mackey and Mr. Aluminium after the Grey Cup, and they basically said there's no changes that we don't know about anymore. We've made that perfectly clear.
And they did. They worked with the CFLPA. They worked with the players. They worked with the teams with this.
And the owner.
This makes sense. Shortening the field, that's the only one I just can't get my head around. I don't like it. Only because, and I was talking to a gentleman here today. I had 55-yard tickets. I was dead center, 3 rows up. What happens to those seats?
Again, you keep talking about that. You're still going to be dead center.
Okay, so now the guy on the 20-yard line, where is he going to be?
He's going to be. Yeah, well, it's a short end zone, so no, but 100%. But that's how that works.
But that's crappy. Crappy.
But organizations can choose and say, "Hey, look, you were at the 50-yard line before. Obviously, the field dimensions are changing. We're going to give you the same area on the field for the same price. We're going to move you a section over."
Okay.
Because
that works for places like Calgary, BC, Edmonton. No. Winnipeg?
Ottawa.
Winnipeg doesn't work.
Why?
They've sold their season tickets. They can't just move me.
Yes, they can.
No, because what do they do with the people that are there? So now you have a whole section of empty seats?
Do you think that 100% of the tickets in Saskatchewan, like whatever the Taylor Field and Winnipeg, are 100% season tickets?
No, but there's a majority of the seats. We'll use lower bowl of the lower bowl are season ticket holders. Yes, the majority.
So then you have an option.
So what do they do with the empty seats at the end?
Sell them on the regular market? What are you talking about? What do they do with the empty seats at the end?
Just dumb.
Go to any NFL stadium.
Yes, I know. They go all the way around.
So then what are we talking about here?
Because
literally, what the fuck are we talking about here? Because what you're saying is the most asinine thing. It's the only thing about this argument that you've had about the seats moving or the field getting shorter that has never made sense in my brain, and you're stuck on it. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Hey,
like of all the things that you can get your head stuck on, this is the one.
Plus, the first rule in our rule book is what? Rule number 1. What is it?
In what rule book?
CFL rule book.
I believe it's dimensions of field is the number 1 rule.
Which is a 55-yard. The Canadian football field is 55 yards long.
Well, no, they're changing that. They're changing rule 1. What are you
talking? Like it. Now, if they would have come out and said the truth, we have to make this field shorter because our plan is to expand into U.S. stadiums, and 110-yard fields won't fit into most stadiums we want to go to. I would have went, cool, high five. Let's do it. But they lied to us. We're not Americanizing the game. No.
I think Americanizing the game has a negative connotation, which I agree that's what they're doing. I agree that's what they're doing, but I get why, from a PR standpoint, the league would be like, no, we're not doing that. Even though we are, but we're not. We don't want to call it that. We're adapting the game.
Stop, as Rod Peterson says on a regular basis, stop peeing on my head and tell me it's raining.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I get why they're doing it. They're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I think the backlash would have been even worse if they said we're planning to expand into the States.
Would have exploded.
Because what happens if they don't? What happens if anything falls apart and they don't expand in the States, and now, you just did this to try to get viewership or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Cockamamie theory the numpties have.
The numpties. Wow, look at you throw words out there.
Just because you don't understand words doesn't mean it's a complicated word.
I used to like him, but man, the guy's just He's got so personal on people, and I don't like it. And
because people, that's a conversation for maybe next week when we have more time to get into.
Yeah, because we're at a minute already. We're at an hour already. Holy.
We're at 1 minute? Wow, we've covered a lot in 1 minute.
Look up, I see 59.
But yeah, that is the show, everyone. Unless you got something else to add before we wrap up here.
No, except next week, folks, on Tuesday, May 5th. May the 5th be with us. It's May the 4th be with us, but I'm using the 5th. You catch
no, it's
up.
it's the day's called the Return of the 5th, like Return of the Sith.
No, I want them because the May the 4th be with us. You'll understand. May the 5th be with us because
that doesn't make sense.
Folks, it's lottery day and we are going to be live. You will see two grown men either jump around like fucking idiots or
I might not be, to be fair, I might not be. There's a 50% chance if I tried to jump, I might be illegal. So
Jake's going to be driving. He's going to come live when he's driving. Yeah. I don't care. He doesn't know this yet, but even if he's driving home, he's going.
Well, I can always call in. We can figure out how to get me in on the show, but
we'll make it work.
We'll be live doing reactions about the NHL draft lottery on Tuesday.
If you're a Canuck fan, please share next week's. I'm going to get Jake to make the event early for Tuesday. Share this one everywhere. We want to have 100 people watching our reaction to the freaking Canucks.
I don't know what time does the lottery ceremony begin? Do you know?
I'm going to say 8 o'clock our time, but I'm not positive on that.
Oh, that late? Oh, then I should be home.
What time does the draft?
I mean, this could also be a conversation off air.
Well, no, because we have to let the people know. The people need to know.
They'll know when they need to know.
Oh, you're not going to be around.
29th, starting at * 1 p.m. ET, friends, 11 a.m. Saskatchewan.
11 a.m. Saskatchewan time.
And we're the same time as Saskatchewan time. So
yeah.
11 a.m.? That's not right.
I'm going by Gemini, so it could be wrong. This guy is wrong. I swear it. This guy so often, Jake, it's not funny.
I'm pulling it up here. I'm Googling.
I can't see it being 1 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon. That would just be the stupidest thing.
It'll be 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock our time. 7 Eastern.
Time. That makes more sense. D, we're letting the people know. It's 5 o'clock our time. We will be live. Jake will be here one way or another, maybe by phone, maybe by video on his car as he's driving off to the side, so he's not paying attention.
I might literally pull over to the side of the road at a rest stop and join from my laptop. We'll figure it out.
Around like fools. Again, Jake's going to make the event early. Please, please, please. We don't ask a lot. Share that event. We want this one to be big because if the Canucks get this first pick in the first round, it's history changing for us. I honestly believe that because, oh my gosh, can you imagine having Gavin McKenna wearing this? Say it ain't so.
I almost want us to pick third so we don't have to make that decision.
Jake's worried we're going to stick by it. Season. Even if it is McKenna, he's gonna be.
Oh yeah, no. If we get the first overall pick, it'll be excitement then dread immediately following, and then for the next 3 years, dread comparing Stenberg and McKenna. So, but until then, have yourselves a wonderful week.